Hey everyone, Plangely here, and today I'm going to be going over what I think is the worst Total War game ever created. I know. I'm really setting up your expectations, but fear not, there are actually some things that the game does right, in my opinion. Before that, I would like to apologize for delaying videos. I was trying to wrap my head around a new video concept and structure, so I hope you guys enjoy. So first and foremost, let's understand the setting of Troy. As you might imagine, the game is set around Homer's The Iliad and Odyssey. This period is often thought to be mythological in nature, and much of what is written, such as Minotaurs and Cyclops, of course would be myth. However, there is recent evidence showing the existence of a city Troy around this time that has surfaced, which I think is pretty cool. With that information, perhaps a great war did occur as described. But moving on. So what's good about Troy? Well, for one, the game's resource system or economy is actually pretty cool. You have 5 resources: food, wood, stone, gold, and bronze. And each resource has its purpose very well built into the game. For example, you're going to have a tough time recruiting and maintaining better units if you don't have supplies of gold and bronze coming in each turn. Another thing that is very cool about the game is that each city has its own resource specialty. And on top of that, certain cities will give you the chance to create unique units like giants or centaurs if you capture them. Also, Achilles has a unique quest line that you can pray to the gods in order to obtain favor from them and receive various bonuses. And the skill tree for your hero is pretty cool with 2 different lines to go down, and just like in 3 Kingdoms, you can put equipment on your heroes. Also, just the time period and setting in general are very cool, with it being in the Bronze Age, which no Total War game has done before. Now, I know I just spent about 30 seconds describing what's so great about Total War Troy, and sadly, those are about the only things that make me enjoy the game. So, what is bad about the Troy Saga? Well, let's start with the fact that Creative Assembly through Epic Games released a completely unfinished game. I know I'm not making this video right after the game came out, but when it did come out, there wasn't even multiplayer, not even for the co-op campaign. But alas, it has been added to the game now, however still in beta. I mean, how the fuck is it still in beta? Anyway, let's take a look at how boring these battles are. The biggest thing that ticks me off is that there are no battle animations. The units just hack, stab, and slash each other, and then dramatically fall to the ground. Yet the battle lines still clump up like in Rome 2. I suppose the battles look most alike to that of 3 Kingdoms, but not nearly as beautiful. Also, the heroes do not have the ability to duel each other. They just meet on the field and everyone forms a circle around them and watches them fight. Pretty boring stuff, mainly because it also doesn't have the dialogue or romance that 3 Kingdoms offered. The cherry on top is that the units themselves just aren't that unique. There aren't anything like Spartans that you can stare at and admire with their red capes and crests on the helms, or cataphract cavalry dressed fully in armor and carrying huge lances. There's nothing like that to look at in this game. Even the special units with the Minotaurs, Centaurs, the Trojan horse, and the chariots, all these units are just kind of bland and boring. Another thing that is irritating is that the ranged units barely have any impact on the battle. And not only that, but their projectiles have no weight to them. I go look, or maybe more importantly listen to Shogun 2's archers, and then look at Troy's. It's a huge difference. Now, let's move on to siege battles. I've never had less fun playing a siege. I wanted to quit playing the game as soon as I had my first siege battle. The first issue is that the towers do crazy damage, even to armored units, and the second issue is that at least playing as Achilles, you cannot get siege towers until way later in the campaign, so your only option to break into the enemy city is to bring a siege ram. Oh, but did I mention defense towers? Anyway, the best option is to send your hero forward and just have him bust down the gate. Oh, also, you have no way of tearing down walls, so the gates are the only entrances, which create this huge bottleneck that you can see here. And finally, the game's diplomacy system looks cool but functions terribly. The AI will constantly want to make bad deals with you, and when you try to trade with them, you might as well just be ready to give up your entire territory and all your supplies for one trade deal, because, man, they are awful to make deals with. Also, trade works on barters now, not trade deals like the old days. So you can barter for one time, or make a deal to barter for several turns. The way it works is based on a point system, which is actually pretty cool in theory, but it just doesn't work with the way that they executed it. I tried for a long time to get a faction to be a vassal under me before just surrendering the idea entirely. I personally can't think of a worse diplomacy system in a Total War game, and it totally killed the immersion for me, especially since at this time the Greeks were supposed to be teaming up against the Trojans. In conclusion, stay far, far away from this game. I got it for free, thank the gods, otherwise I would have been even more upset with the game. I don't know when Total War is just gradually getting worse and worse with each game they release. Warhammer 3 is set to come out later this year, but after playing Troy, I don't know if I want to play another Total War game. And this is coming from someone who owns every Total War game ever released. I absolutely love the games, especially from Shogun 2 through Rome 2. But everything started getting weird with Attila, and then Warhammer made me enjoy the game again, but Thrones of Britannia wasn't stellar. Three Kingdom settings and graphics were great, but the combat is just nonsense, and Troy is just a wreck everywhere you look. Even people like Pixelated Apollo have quit playing Total War games because of how disappointed they are with the direction that they're heading, and I don't blame them. Somehow, in August 2020, PC Gamer gave this game a rating of 75 out of 100, when in my opinion it should be more like a 40 out of 100. The game looks cartoony, the game still isn't finished, but yet they want you to pay for DLC to unlock different factions, and the battles are absolutely trash. Steer clear, my friends. Steer very clear. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Planchaleer. And I hope to see you all in the future. Take care.